what's up? It's your boy Josiah's World TV, and I am back for another video. I have my boy Matthew with me. Before you all do anything, make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe to the content. You will not miss out, okay? So today we're going to talk about the LGBTQ community, and I want to do like more of a tag, you know, kind of get to know a little bit more about us. And there's so many different stigmas and things that a lot of people do not know, and I just want to kind of educate as well as just give you all a little bit more about ourselves. So we're actually going to go ahead and go by the book, and we're going to have an open conversation about it. You ready?
I'm ready.
What do you identify as?
I identify as gay.
Gay?
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Okay, so I am actually very weird, okay? I not only like guys, but I like females as well. Okay. But
I know that about you.
I actually like more go with the flow on type of thing. How did you discover your sexuality?
I pretty much always liked guys. I dated girls up until like 6th grade, and then I pretty much was like, yeah, not for me. Mm-hmm. And then I just started liking guys, and that was it.
Oh, okay. Ooh, for me, I had a girlfriend in high school. I had a few girlfriends. Mm-hmm. One girlfriend I actually had was in 11th grade, and I thought she was so fine, but that woman was crazy as me, because she said I looked like a young version of Michael Jackson back in the day, before, you know, the bleaching, well, not bleaching, but before his, what did you call it, Vertigo, yes, Vertigo. And she was just like, you look so sexy. But the thing was that she had like a lot of mental issues or something like that, but she was a very cute girl. After that, I had my first boyfriend, and I just started dating guys since then, I think.
Well, I had my first boyfriend in high school, like when I was like a sophomore. I had my first boyfriend.
Oh, okay. What was the first person that you taught about your sexuality?
In probably like 6th grade, I told one of my best female friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Woo. Who did I tell? Damn, who did I tell? I don't remember, actually. I know that my story was kind of different, because I think that I was like dating someone. You know what? I did tell one of my best friends at that time. Okay. And then, yeah, I told my other friend who was low-key like homophobic, but I told her, she was like, oh, I already know. So it kind of released like that anxiety that I had about coming out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think sometimes it's like a lot of that time. You know, like the most people around you already figure, and you know when they're just like, yeah, they're waiting on you. But I think that's like a big respect thing. I mean, I appreciate that. Other than people just kind of like, I know my experience in like high school and college, where people would come ask my friends, and they would just be like, "Well, just come."
Don't you hate that? Or like when boys try to talk to you in high school, and they be like, hey, you know, your friend is cute. Is he gay? Is he looking? Why don't you ask me, be a man, and come ask me directly?
Yeah.
So.
For sure. But we also did come like up in a weird, like these kids are gay now. But we were gay, but not really gay. You know, we were still like having to play sports, and we were things.
My parents fucking shunned when I came out, but that's another story. So if you're out, how did your friends, family, parents react when you told them, hey, I'm gay, hey, I'm bisexual?
I don't really have like an official coming out story. I'm just kind of like if you know, you know. And I'm gonna do what I do regardless.
Was it the same thing with your parents?
My father knew, because when I started looking at porn, we shared like an AOL account. It was actually one of his, like the women he was dealing with, like let me log on. It was a whole thing, and she like looked at what I was looking at, and she told him, and then me and him had a conversation. And his kind of thing was just kind of like, well, whatever decision you make, I support you 100%. And that was like the gayest, truest moments of my life, especially like my dad was like my everything. So for him to be able to just like look at me, accept me, be scared as hell, because my older brother's not gay, and then for him to like a super macho man to have a gay son is kind of like very traumatic. But for him to, you know, still continue to love me, validate me, and support me in whatever decision I make, that was pretty awesome.
Damn, I wish mine was the same. Let me tell you something. I think it was this boy from high school that I was dating. I did date a few, you know, in high school. I had some hoes. But my mama actually, I was on the phone because my phone was out. I had Cricket at that time, I remember. And my phone was out. So I really was infatuated with this young man. And so I used to call him, we used to talk on the phone. And one day I was on the phone, he was talking like very sexual. And I heard the phone, the landline on the other end hung up. So what happened was, long story short, my mama heard our whole conversation. So I never had like a official coming out story, and it just kind of went from there. And then like people found out. I think that I put like on my Facebook that I like men and women. A cousin told an uncle, threatened me with a gun. You know, so my story was like kind of different. And yeah, I wish it could have been like a different way, but that was my officially coming out story. I didn't come out, I got caught. I was gonna eventually come out to them, but
I mean, I think like that's the majority of people's stories. Like you get caught, because I always said I'm not gonna come out until I'm walking up to my house that I grew up in with my husband or with the guy.
I know for sure that I want.
Because there's so much, like, parents are scared, especially black parents they're so scared of like us being alone forever, catching something we can't get rid of. You know, just like those type of things that's where their fear comes from, that's where their ignorance comes from. So I understand that in a protectionary way, but it's also they have to consider our feelings and what we feel and how we can't change how we feel, who we love, who we want to love, that type of thing.
True. What is one question that you hate people asking about your sexuality?
Why are you single? I hate that.
You be getting them DMs on Instagram. Why are you single?
I don't know about that, but I don't know. I just feel like I hate that question just because it's like, bitch, we all single. Like at the end of the day, some people are single and fucking. Some people are single. Some people are single and waiting. Some people are single and celibate. Some people are single and lonely. So it just depends on like what degree of single. But I just hate that question just because it's kind of like, I think if we all had the choice to be in worthwhile relationships, we would be. But I think that there's so much like caution that we have to put ourselves in, because it's like, okay, do I date this person in private? Do I date this person in public? Do my friends know him? Do my homeboy know him? Does my cousin know him? Like, where can this go? I don't know if it's go. You know, just as soon as you get comfortable with somebody, you say their number, then they start acting stupid. So it's just like, there's just so much uncertainty in dating today that the whole why are you single thing, if we all knew why we were single, we wouldn't be single.
So this is not necessarily a question, but I hate when like colleagues, like co-workers or like colleagues at college or whatever, they always say, I got a friend for you, I'm gonna hook you up with him. Just because we're both gay or whatever does not mean that we're automatically meant to be hooked up. I remember I had a homegirl that actually tried to hook me up with her homeboy. First of all, I don't necessarily care for, let me say this, I gotta say this. I have my different preferences, and the type of guy that he was like very like, you know how like you have some of them gays that just like extremely do the most, the absolute most?
Okay.
He was that. And like he kept like stalking me in class, pulling up to my classroom.
He wanted a piece.
And somebody I just didn't really necessarily vibe with. I was just like, no. But I just hate when girls be like, oh my God, you know, I have somebody for you. Like that kind of pisses me off.
Yes, they think that we're all for everybody. But in essence, we are. If you think about it, I mean, these niggas for everybody. So, I mean, you just never know who's gonna like each other, who's not.
Sure.
Everybody has their own relationship. But it is a responsibility of when they do that, to like, how I handle it is like, okay, send me a picture or send me his Instagram, and I'll do my own judgment and I'm gonna say yes or no.
Next question. What is your favorite thing about the LGBTQ community?
I can say the unity that we do have. I think there is a lot of cattiness. I think there's a lot of passive aggression, and we compare ourselves a lot to each other. But I think at the end of the day, we can all, everybody, you know that everybody's gonna be a Crocker, you know that everybody's gonna be a therapy, you know everybody's gonna be at the address. In certain spaces that we are comfortable, we are at our best. And I think that's what I like the most about the community as a whole.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think that, you know, as unity, if somebody actually try to come for us, we will stick together. Another thing that I like about it is that we just know how to have a good time. Even like you go to like our Houston neighborhood, Subbies, Houston neighborhood is called Montrose. Even if you go to Montrose, you see so many different straight couples. Hey, I just like having a good time for the cheap drinks. Everybody, that's how me and Darian though. We go to JR's for our cheap drinks, and then we hang out at Crocker or whatever. And it's always a fun, good time.
It is.
Now, not everybody's peaches and cream. You got some of them, what we call people with trauma, right? Broken people that's always trying to fight for no reason. But majority of the time, it's always a really good vibe and a good time.
I think so too.
Yeah. Who is your favorite LGBTQ celebrity or advocate?
I would say Alvin Ailey. I think that he grew up in a time that was anti-gay. He created a dance studio that is just world renowned, and he recruits and retains some of the best dancing African American talent that the world has to offer. I love the fact that he brought on Judith Jameson. She's also a part of the community, and they created and have maintained, even after his death, a worthwhile, one of the top dance companies in the entire world. And for that, I will always respect him, her, and the company in general.
Have you ever been into a relationship? And if so, how did you all meet?
Majority of the time I'll hop in DMs, or I'm gonna be at the gas station and I'm gonna speak, or I'm gonna be at the grocery store and I'm gonna speak. But the majority of my situations happen on social media.
Social media. That's good. Same here. I'm the type of dude, the aggressive dude, so I'm an Aries, you know what I'm saying? If I go out for something, I would just DM that person in the DMs. I also, bars, you know, just speak. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a friendly, like I'm friendly, but I'm not friendly at the same time, which is something that I'm, you know, working on. But I normally hit people up on Instagram. Relationships, yes. I only claim 3 real relationships. Now, situationships, yes, I have had a few of those. Texting, not talking or getting to know people, but like texting people, yes, I have texted, you know, a couple times. And as far as that, I'm just really just like focusing on me at the moment. So the relationships that I had, all of them was learning experience for me. Even some situationships that I had.
I think more so situationships are more meaningful, and you learn more from situationships than you do, I think, relationships. Relationships, you come to a consensus together, they all moving in a certain direction. Situationships, sometimes one person's on, one person's off, and we just trying to see, or I'm not really sure, but I don't want to lose you, so I'm still going to do those minimum things to keep you around. And I think we become more comfortable in situationships than relationships, because relationships, you're giving your all, which means that I can be failed totally. With a situationship, you can always be like, okay, well, you're not my boyfriend, so what you gonna do? You know, like at the end of the day, which is fucked up, but it's a horrible reality that we're dealing with. Yeah, so I mean, I'm pretty much, in terms of, I'm aggressive as well, but I'm aggressive. So I don't have a problem walking up to you in the club, but I just don't want to be one of the numbers that you get in the club type thing. And I'm also not gonna wait till 2 o'clock in the morning to try to like hurry up and get a number real quick. So I mean, if we see each other, we speak, I say something, I'll get your number, I'll move forward. But the majority of my conquests and successful situationships and relationships have been via social media.
Woo! Let me tell you something, that's really good that you said that. Let's get to the tea, let's get to the real deal, okay? So I have been, the last situationship, I have been in a situationship with this man last summer, right? And when I tell you, it was a hot mess. Like, I think that situationship has really opened my eyes, and I'm thankful for it because it has taught me a lot about myself. I have not been with somebody like a relationship since I was actually talking. When I tell you, it has been like a hot ass mess since beginning to end. When we was like talking or whatever, like we was only talking for 3 weeks, that's the thing, and we got into an argument back to back to back. I said, what kind of bullshit is this? Why are we getting it? Like, why are we disagreeing? I know you're supposed to, I thought at that time that you was always supposed to go like if it was vibing, it's not, if it's not, it's not. But it's like we really liked each other, you know what I'm saying? And the relationship that he just got out of maybe like a few months before was like a 5-year relationship. And I should have known and understood that you have to allow people to heal.
Correct.
And based on my insecurities and, you know, he was just this 6'5", 6'6" tall, wanted to go to Montrose every fucking weekend, flirting with everybody. That shit pissed me off because if we're like dating, why are you doing that? But anyways, it got to the point, and we got to a real argument. And because he was like, I don't like your attitude, how you did it. I said, because you're fucking flirting with everybody in the fucking club. So just don't ever get yourself in those type of situations. That shit you up more than relationships.
I think in terms of situationships, communication is key, and being on the same page is key. If we just fucking and eating, let's fucking eat. If you're just wanting to just waste my time, or a lot of people are very lonely, and they want somebody worthwhile to lay next to them at night.
That's how I was.
But communicate that, right? Because some of us want eventually to be in a worthwhile relationship and situation, and we don't want to waste our time at all. Some of us are not lonely. Some of us are not void of so many things and all this built up trauma that we have to project it on other people. So it's just good to just be honest with people, and people respect you more with honesty.
Okay guys, well, thank y'all so much for watching our tag. Once again, make sure you all like, comment, subscribe to the video, and we are out. Catch you next time. Peace. Hey, what's up guys, it's Josiah's World TV. Now if you like this video, make sure you click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be notified when I post more videos. Bye bye.